Hello everyone, a very good evening to all of you. This is Souradeep. Can you please let me know if I am audible to all of you? Hi, hi. Vivek sir is great. Vivek sir is great. Vivek sir will join us today. So the first half an hour will be taken by me and the next half an hour will be taken by Vivek sir. So thanks for all of you for joining today. And uh, I want to, for those who are new, I want to brief you about the structure of the session. This session, I and Vivek sir share our market view for the next week. Okay. So what we do is that uh, uh, we share our view, and there is very little scope for uh, question and answer. So all those who are club and TNP, you know that you can ask question in the club and TNP anytime. So this session is more about what I feel that the next week market is going to do, and what are the sectors, what are the stocks that are going to be important in the next week for the movement. Okay. So right now, let me start from the same chart that I started last week. See, this chart you have to understand. Since the pandemic low in the 23rd of March, this chart shows the percentage movement in the indices, and you can see that though I have not picked up the exact bottom, but if I pick the exact bottom, the upper would look even more gigantic. Okay, it would look even more gigantic. It would look from the bottom, it would look even more gigantic. And we can see that as a market, Nifty has been outperforming all the global indices, all the major global indices. Okay, here I have Hong Kong, China, we have Taiwan, we have Saudi Arabia, you have France, Germany, UK. All the indices are there, and you can see out of all the indices how Nifty has been performing the best among all the indices. And here I have also included the two special indices for comparison, and those two are the Nasdaq here and the CNX IT. So as we can see that the Nasdaq index has actually outperformed uh, all the other indices. And if I talk about Nifty IT, it has also done so. And it is not only about this. If I go this to the weekly chart and take you for the last 10, 12 years, okay, for the last decade, you may see how IT has and the tech sector has outperformed both in India and USA, have outperformed all the global indices. If I if I take a very long time horizon, okay, uh, since the 2008 bottom, it become even more pronounced. Like IT has given 3 times the return compared the uh, to the return of the Nifty indices. Okay, so again coming back to the present scenario, that is since the down move actually unfolded, we can see how things are going. So the question that is in everybody's mind that how far Nifty can go. So those who are attending this session for many days know that I have been sharing this chart uh, from the level when we were here. Okay, when we were here, we were sharing and we were telling that 18,000 in Nifty would come, and probably 18, 19,000 would come. And if it overextend, it can go to 19-20K also, and then there is supposed to be a correction. I believe that market will keep on going for this year and maybe to some extent next year, and we will be something around 20-21K. And after that, market will start preparing itself for the 2024 general election, and market may have a consolidating phase like it also had in 2019. If you see, there was a steep fall from of 20% that happened more than 20% rather happened, or around 20% that happened before the 2019 election. So I expect market to go around 20-21,000 and then actually fall. But in this, so you can understand hardly maybe 10-12% or 14% rally that I am expecting in this move that is left in the Nifty. But many stocks which are good stocks, you may see rise 50, 60, 70% in that period. So you have to understand, though Nifty may rise 50%, particular stocks can rise quite a lot. So you need to be in the strong stocks in the market. Like we have been, Vivek sir has told you many a times about the IT index and the real estate index. Vivek sir has told you many a times, and those sectors are really doing good along with the real estate ancillary and chemical and infra sector. Okay, so this is the scenario in Nifty front. One more important thing I want to tell you. See this chart. The blue line is Nifty PE. Okay, this is the Nifty PE chart with the index in orange and Nifty PE. You can see the Nifty P jumped to around 42 last year uh, because the earning actually fell a lot because of the COVID. Now earning is recovering, so in spite Nifty has gone up from since then, but Nifty P has fallen to 26, 27. Still one of the highest in the band, but I think in the first half of the year, first quarter, we had a devastating COVID wave in India. So if that is normalized, if that quarter earning is actually normalized, we would be actually somewhere in this band. Okay, this band where we are high enough, but we are not at the peak of the cycle. So there is scope of 50-20% rally in the Nifty still, and 15-20% is not a small thing. You have to participate in it. But those who are getting scared every day, thinking that okay, how high the market can go? Yes, the market can go higher. So don't be very bearish only because India has outperformed or India is going through a very current kind of a phase. And I want to show you this chart. This I have showed many a time. See, this is the India's forex accumulation chart. You can see from the 2006 to 2008. This time the forex accumulation, almost forex reserve in India actually double. A lot of money actually came into India at that point of time. And since the 2019, after the same government was elected, you can see in last couple of years, a similar kind of a forex inflow has been happening. Like from 400 odd, we are up around 640, 640 level presently. So the kind of market movement did it have during this point of time is similarly visible in this point of time. So our market may go to 2021 because all the factors are like 2006 to 8 kind of factors are right now playing out into the market in terms of fund flow. So market may on the macro front play according to that. Now let us come back to the micro front and look at what are the sectors that did well. Okay, so uh, just a second. So for the last week, if I put the relative strength template here, so in the last week I put, so two sectors did phenomenally well. One was CNX Realty and one was CNX Media, due to especially the movement in Z, what was happening in Z. Now CNX Realty had a spectacular movement, outsized 24% movement last week. But if you leave the CNX Realty also, I would say CNX IC also did a great job. Okay, because IT sector have been doing great. Uh, let me go back to the chart once again. So if I go to the weekly chart, I will show you. See Nifty IT still look bullish. Still it can go higher. So you know all the stocks like Wipro, Infi, ACL Tech, all these stocks, L&T, Infotech, LTTS, Mastech, Coforge, uh, eClerks, Tech Mahindra, NIIT Tech, all of them are doing giving superb movement. There is we should not actually giving this each and every time mind free. So these stocks we have seen in front of our eyes become twofold, threefold, fivefold in very small amount of time in 12 to 13 months. And they have the way the chart is showing, they still seem to have the rally for the coming days. Another sector that is looking good is Nifty FMCG, mainly due to ITC, the way ITC moving. But I won't talk about ITC. I think Vivek sir maybe better talk about that. But overall, though there are long weeks, this index looks good. Okay. Apart from that, if I Nifty Realty looks solid, there is no question about it. Nifty Realty looks solid. Okay, it is possibly has broken out and can go many-fold. But see, last time it broke out, you have two, we saw consolidation. So you can have consolidation, but certainly this sector can go a lot higher. Okay, another important sector is Nifty Infra. Now, why Nifty Infra is doing great? You have to understand the construct of Nifty Infra. Nifty Infra is not only infra, telecom infra is also included into it. So Bharti, which is again a very important stock, and I feel that Bharti can go much higher. So Bharti is one of them, and Reliance doing great. Okay, Reliance doing great. These are weekly chart can break on the upside. Also Larsen and Toubro. So these three are pulling it quite higher. Uh, Also, Apollo Hospital is there. I don't know why they have included Apollo Hospital into this index, but this had a negative day today, quite negative day today, but quite doing good. But one thing I want to tell you about is that I'm now shifting to the daily chart, and I will like to tell you. See, next week the sector that are possibly going to do are real estate ancillary sector. They have already done good this week because real estate is doing so good. So see, Sera, it looks above 5100, it can more go above more. If you talk about Asian Paint, okay, so you can see the quite a goodish up move can go up higher. I have marked levels where it can uh, the breakout level. If you talk me ceramics, so Kajaria ceramics, you can see looking good, and all the voltas of the world. See these voltas. They are resting for some time, but they can easily again boom on the upside because real estate ancillary sector. Okay, Bajaj Electricals, Bajaj Electricals can go higher. Okay, uh, another is Havels. So all this Havels is there. IAB Industries. So these can also break out, and just giving you idea stock names so that you keep them in your radar. Okay, so even this can break out. IAB Industries. So all this real estate ancillary sector, because if you have a lot of new homes, you need all this electrification, the paintings, the sanitary hours, the electrical equipment, all these things. Okay, so these are basically real estate ancillary sector and likely to do good in the, and in IT. See, e-clerks. E-clerks was also in the, sorry, e-clerks, no? Tata Elxsi was our stock, important stock last week, and see, This was Monday. Think about the stock. This was Monday, and in spite of market having such a negative day on Monday, what happened? This stock rallied from to almost 10% on that particular day, pulled back a little, and then buying came in again, going higher. Okay, all okay. Uh, consultancy. So consultancy, Tata consultancy uh, have not broken out, but all other like Infi has broken out today. I had given Infi as a buy idea in TMP today. Sacksoft, Sacksoft. This was another buy idea in TMP today. Went up a lot. Uh, NIIT, NIIT. Okay, so you can see the movement in NIIT. Take Mahindra. Okay, is like this. HCL Tech was my buy idea on Tuesday. So you can see the HCL Tech has gone up only from that level only. It has gone up only. So HCL Tech is like this. So any IT counter you take, okay, uh, Mastech going up, Emphasis, and they still look to be having uh, steam for them for higher movement. Okay, so Emphasis, the way it went up and then corrected a little towards the end today. Uh, if I talk to you about the LT twins, LTTS, okay, LNT Infotech. You talk about IT, LNT Infotech, Larsen and Toubro Infotech. Okay, you can see the just a second the kind of rally these stocks are having. Okay, phenomenal. And though in some of the IT stocks there is some rejection from higher level today, but possibly they Tata Elxsi did, they will again go up, and there is Coforge, all the IT counters. So I should not be mentioning this in TMP. Our team should not be mentioning them in the TMP or in the club. This should always be in your radar. And when there is a new high being made, new breakout, you should take these trades. Okay. Also, uh, Titan looks good from next week's perspective. So these are the few stocks, okay, which are looking good. Titan is just consolidating, can go up on the higher side. Okay, so uh, these were our stocks this week. Okay, so you know all of them, like all of them actually are also of the strong set of stocks that are in the market. Okay, so Godrej Properties did phenomenal. It is not that our stock picking, I would say, rather because of the market is like this kind of things are happening. I could never expect us to find a stock and that to go up just after picking 30-40% in very short amount of time. See, above 70-20 I gave it here as a buy, and it went to 2300, almost 35% in 4 days. So this is the market right now. Okay, so Bajaj Finance also went up well. Bajaj Finance. So Bajaj Finance, I gave it just a second. It is appearing when this breakout happened and going up. Bajaj Finserv I gave going up since then. Okay, phenomenally. Okay, so take Mahindra we gave. Take him went up. went up only. All the IT. Lodha I gave, Lodha have not actually gone up after that. Lodha has fallen. So only this might have actually failed of the stocks that I gave. Surprisingly from the pack. Otherwise, all the stocks possibly and maybe Infi failed today. Otherwise, all the stocks give good return. Balkrishna Industries. When I gave, you can see what kind of up move the stock had. Okay, so try to find the strong stocks, and when they break out, try to participate in them, because the kind of market you are having, it is phenomenal movement. For next week, again, Lodha is there, Shobha, Prestige, Asian Paint, Kajaria, Wipro, Infi. So these are the stocks for next week that you can look at. One more thing, let us look at a little bit on the global picture, because what happened this week was very important. Fed meet, and I want to show you certain specifics about it. Okay, so if I'm talking about the US market, we'll talk about Nifty and Bank Nifty also. See what happened before the Fed meet. There was quite a bit of fall in the US market. You can see, and then 2 strong days it had pulled back to the mid Bollinger, and again it is falling. Okay, uh, this is the US futures, Dow Jones futures. What has happened? This was the first clearly hawkish, I would say, policy according to me in the Fed. What Fed has said that soon the taper is coming, and they will. They have never told in such clear way that soon taper is coming. Tapering is every month they are buying 120 billion dollar worth of uh, US government securities and pumping in money. Basically, understand that 120 billion dollar every month is coming to the market. Now they will reduce the pace very soon. Now this is a signal that US interest rates are likely to go up, and uh, Fed has also up their inflation expectation to 3.7, okay, which is quite high. Okay, so US bond yields possibly would cross this level of 1.5 to 53 and go to 1.85 by the end of the year. I am expecting this. And why I am expecting this, I'm showing you. See, this is the crude oil. I will go to a little bit broader chart instead of 4 hourly chart, and I will tell you. See, I am very uh, because I believe the kind of geopolitics that is going on in Afghanistan and with the USA. I think that eventually crude oil will breach this $80 and eventually go towards this 100, 506. What will happen to India? What will happen to Indian fuel prices? That I don't know, but how the government will manage it. But there is a fair chance the way the US is not increasing production, and the way OPEC is being allowed to behave, definitely there is a strong chance that crude can go to this $100 level. Okay, I told you about this crude rally when crude was here. Okay, and that it once Biden comes, it will go there. And also about natural gas. So this is the natural gas. Just a second. Natural gas futures. So this is the natural gas future. Once there was a very rejection from high, but still it is remaining strong and remaining above this 4.85. I personally think, given the gas situation in Europe, there is a good possibility that it can go to $7, this kind of a high, or 6.5 to $7. Okay, and if that happens, our gas prices, what we are getting right now, this gas prices may be going up 40, 50, 80, 100%. Okay, the way, because uh, what has happened over the last 12 months. Okay, if you see, not even last 12 months, last 5 6 months, the gas prices are more than double. Okay, so natural gas prices, if the winter is cold, if the winter is colder than normal, you can expect gas prices going to $7, and that will be catastrophic for many economies which are dependent on power from gas, and countries like India where we depend on LPG and LNG. So you can understand the inflation pressure is coming from the oil and gas front, and so I personally feel that this will go up. This will go up. US bond yield will go up, and interest rate will go up in India also. What happens when interest rates goes up in India? The banks which have already booked deposits at a lower rate, they benefit because they can pass on the incremental interest rate to the borrowers. So their deposits are at lower rates. So when the rate rising cycle is there, banks generally benefit. Obviously, there is a treasury loss because treasury value of the bonds go down. But on the other hand, the actual gain they have by passing on the higher interest rate. So banking stocks may start performing, which are not performing great right now. And on the day itself, I told that I personally feel that this 9 point I told that 92.5 won't be breached possibly anytime in this cycle until there is again some kind of crisis. So dollar index may actually head higher. So if dollar index head higher, you can understand the dollar carry trade. That is, because dollar is being printed, they are borrowing dollar and investing in all the markets. That trade may actually fail, and we can see dollar index eventually going towards 100. And it will actually, what it will do, it will make this segregation even more pronounced, differentiating the men from the boys. Like the countries which are really having good fundamental, good policies will be doing even better, and India may be one of them. And countries which are not having great fundamentals, they actually may go down. And out of and few underperformers may actually move up. Like if you see that countries like Brazil, in the world, this is the country which has been hardest hit in terms of COVID. And if the commodity prices goes up, what will happen? They We can see that Brazil going up, but India, I believe, possibly has 10-12% minimum left. That is 19,000 is there, and 2021,000 also be there. But definitely, we are. If you are thinking from an investing point of view, if you are at 12,000 level, 70% equity, 30% into debt in your portfolio, or right now it is time to actually bring down that equity level to maybe 50% and have that kind of day, because we have run a lot, we are nearer to the top than possibly be a bottom. So possibly towards the end of 2021 or beginning of 22, especially before the UP election, one should actually try to actually rebalance their portfolio in terms of debt and equity in terms of. Okay, so I told you that this session there are a lot of comments coming. There is very little questions that can be taken. I told you in the very beginning. So overall, I see is that there is rally left. Yes, there is rally left because banking part has not rallied a lot. If I go to the banking sector, once interest rate starts going up, maybe Nifty Bank be one of the index which can actually start moving up, which has not gone up very much compared to Nifty. If you compare to the Nifty, here I'm comparing Nifty Bank with the Nifty. You will understand that Nifty has gone up much more compared to Nifty Bank. Okay, so just a second. Let me make it Nifty. Okay, and compare it with Nifty Bank. You will understand how Nifty Bank has underperformed. Okay, so you can understand from the bottom I'm taking that Nifty Bank is lagging. Okay, Nifty Bank is lagging a lot. Nifty Bank is lagging a lot. If I take from the bottom, Nifty Bank is lagging a lot. So possibly, if there is a rise in interest rate going forward, maybe Nifty Bank can rise a lot. Just one second, I will tell you the way the real estate sector in China is doing. I think there is good chance that we will see that the metals actually falling, the demand of for metals actually falling. So that will ease commodity price pressure to some extent. Uh, to some extent, if I am talking about Nifty metal, it it doesn't look very bullish to me. It rather looks uh, because the Bollinger Band is horizontal. This is directionless, and I don't think that metals can rally very soon given the situation in Chinese real estate sector. So this is overall from my side. I will like to hand over to Vivek sir from here. Uh, Vivek sir is right now have recovered from COVID. Hi sir, are you there?
Hi. Hi, good evening. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, you are audible, sir. You are audible.
Yeah, hi.
Completely audible.
Hello,
Thank you.
everyone. Very good evening to everyone. Thank you, Souradeep. It's always difficult to talk after Souradeep because he already brings in so much of knowledge, content, and his perspective about the market that it's pretty much repetitive. If I say the same thing again, and I'm actually very happy that most of the time we are on the same page. I can't dare to be on the opposite side of Shuradeep because most of the time he is accurate. So very glad that you are there as part of the TMP and helping poor mortals like the newcomers in learning this whole art and science behind the market. So thank you, Shuradeep, and thank you everyone for joining this on Friday. So as you know that COVID did strike me. It took me some time, approximately 10 to 11 days to kind of get out of it. Uh, it's not a very good experience to go through COVID. People who have gone through it, they will understand that finally there is something unwarranted in your body which your body doesn't want, and your body want to get it out of your system. So that's always a trouble. So fortunately, my trouble was not so acute. It stayed with me for 3 4 days, very high fever, almost three. But yeah, I mean, with blessings and good words and good deeds, I think I was able to go through that satisfactorily. Okay, let's come back to market. So this is one market where I have also tweeted today that I have never seen such a simple market ever in my life. I still remember the 2008 rally when market used to give us all kind of opportunities, great money making opportunities, but still there used to be, I still remember there used to be butterflies inside the tummy. But this market is clearly very clear what is happening. There are days when dollar behaves in a certain manner which prompts us to rethink about our positions. But one thing is for sure, that if you have been part of the strong stock in this market, you have been able to make money, as simple as that. And the as an organization, we have been pushing all of you to adopt a relative strength theory as part of your investing or trading model, whatever you are doing. If you are an investor, you can adopt relative strength. If you are a trader, you can adopt relative strength, because the beauty of that model is that it is self-adaptive. So based on the objective you have, you can evolve that science based on your advantage. So if you have been following relative strength theory and if you have been practicing it, then there is no reason why you would not have made money in market. Stock market right now globally is giving such a uh, acute and cute opportunities to make money that it's not funny anymore. Having said that, obviously everything has an end. Everything gets slowed down. Momentum slows down. We got the signal of slowing momentum a couple of days ago, but the momentum has resumed again with VIX going up, and maybe because dollar is not reacting much. So you see, this is dollar, and I always I've told this to all of you that finally making a judgment of the market, you need to first make a judgment on dollar. And a weekly chart analysis of dollar is important for us to give a kind of a superfluous top of the market, top of the funnel view of the market. So dollar is still hovering around this 93.4-ish level. It is not going down. That's the point where it goes up, it stays there, it comes down a bit, and then again goes up. So I don't think so dollar is in a position to make a very convincing move. The reason why I say this is because the interest rates in US, the 10-year yield curve and the dollar, both are not showing some kind of a convincing action. And one action which will spoil this whole party, and mark my words, okay, that when will this party end? When yield curve will go up one day acutely because of some inflationary situation getting developed in US, and that probably will be the last day when the market will see a new high. So do are we seeing some kind of a hint? Um, and yes and no. Yield curve is definitely positive. You see, with every new candle, yield curve is going up, and dollar is also kind of staying right there. So possibly, market can. I'm not saying that market will, but possibly market can show a sign of topping up. Okay, a sign of topping up. So I will be extra cautious if the market hits 18,000. And Souradeep and we have been continuously talking about Nifty hitting 18,000 by Diwali, and this clearly looks like a Diwali session right now. So, um, so be careful about the stocks where you have invested, you have parked your money. The volatility is going to be very high in the market. So with high volatility, obviously, you will see a lot of drawdown in your portfolio. So I'm sure you must have made money from the market. So even if you are getting a bit of drawdown, it's okay. You should accept that drawdown, because even a strong stock will also give you some drawdown because they've been going up. So a bit of correction in strong stocks will also happen in the market. But I'm not saying that we are here for some kind of a bearish market. Definitely, there is no signal of the bearish market, but definitely I'm cautiously bullish. Not that I'm not invested in the market. Yes, my capital allocation is still there. I'm sitting in cash almost. I've been sitting in cash for some time now. Not that I've gone short into the market. Never, never, never. I will never go short into the market, because in this kind of an interest rate regime, you can't go short in the market. So you have to be long in the market, but start booking smaller profits. And if you get a sign of tiredness in your strong stock, then probably you would like to book significant profit. So have a strong sense of active participation in the market, because market is definitely heated. Market is looking out for some kind of a clue from US interest rates. So if the yield curve goes up, starts going up, and if the dollar starts going up again, then obviously we can see some kind of a correction or some kind of a flattish working in the market. Okay. If you look at the other indicators, talk about the commodities. So metals like zinc, metals like copper, there's no sign, again, there is no sign of negativity in them, still positive. So not that metals are looking negative, but I think what is happening in the market right now is on a pocket to pocket basis. There are stocks, there are sectors where there have been inflow of interest. For example, IT has been in interest for a long period of time. In fact, we have been talking about IT for long period. Look at this breakout. I still remember we first talked about IT here, and IT has been continuously going up. So it may remain up for some time, may cool off, but there is no sign of correction in IT. Similarly, real estate, I've been saying that real estate is not for weak hearts. This is one sector which is kind of a structural bull run which we are seeing in real estate. So it has broken last 8 years, 9 years high. So obviously the sector is showing a lot of interest. But again, I'm telling you that this is getting heated. So remain invested only in strong stocks in real estate. The sector is looking strong. There is no doubt about it. IT is looking strong. But if you see other sectors like the private banks are not doing as great as it apparently looks like. FMCG is the defensive sector, so it will always do good. Media, I'm always confused. Apart, if you remove the Z movement, then media is always a confusing, and PSU Bank has always been a spoil sport. It goes up and it comes down again. And metals have unfortunately not performed in last 3-4 sessions because overall metals globally has seen some correction, especially after the China thing which has come out. So metals also is seeing some bit of correction here. But I think overall, I will be having a positive biasness in the market. Sector specific actions is happening, and stock specific actions is definitely happening. So don't remain under invested in market. Carry 25 to 30% cash. I think 70% invested in the market makes a lot of sense right now. And be alert. The moment you see yield curve showing some kind of a negative signal, then be alert with your position. And whenever your stock shows any kind of negative divergence in 2 hourly chart, then there is no harm in exiting the position. All right. How do you select the stocks and how do you create the combinations and all those informations? We have discussed this many times. I would just like to repeat this, that in StockEdge there is something called combination scans, and I've shared combination scans with some of you who have asked me to share the combination scans. So create your own combinations, which can be combination of fundamentals and price driven. Find out the stocks where there is momentum and ride the momentum. Classic combinations which we have created for you is the Eagle stock. So you can look at the Eagle stocks. Now you can download it in the Excel. So you can go to Eagle stocks, download the Eagle stocks in Excel. So yes, you can download it in an Excel. Just open the Eagle stock Excel here. You see the symbol is right here. You just have to, what you need to do is to import the symbol in trading view. So you just have to select the symbol, comma, sorry, and apostrophe this comma. So basically you are adding comma with the symbol. So these are the Eagle stocks. Now you copy this and go to your trading view. What I can do is I can delete Eagle and I can insert, copy paste and add. So all your Eagle stocks will be right here in front of you. So you can limit your trading to Eagle stocks if you want a high momentum stocks, or you can create your own watch list and keep on adding stocks whom you believe is a good stock to be added. Look at this power of RS. I always keep on telling people that just follow one model and religiously follow it and see how magically it works. Look at RS. This the breakout which came here and the RS was positive. Since this breakout 4450, the stock is not stopping at all, and the RS is also positive. So you don't have to trade all the time. My thought is that always wait for the right stock to enter at the right time, and once you enter, then just follow the stock whether the trend is intact, and if the trend is intact, then there is no reason for you to exit the stock. So look at the stock, it has been consistent performer. Look at Tata Elxsi, it's pretty much the same chart. Once it has gone above RS0 on EOD basis, it has tried to remain above this for a long period of time. Look at HCL Tech. So the beauty of RS is that it gives you the right momentum stocks at the right time, and if you have the nerves to hold on to those stocks for a longer time frame, then there is definitely enough money making opportunities available in the market. And I also keep on discussing these in StockEdge Club. You have I mean, obviously I was not active in last couple of days, but you see I've been discussing a few stock ideas which I believe can work. It may work, it may not work. For example, I shared Wipro, I shared some of the ideas recently also. Don't blindly just go and buy my idea. Try to understand what I'm trying to say. So all these setups are predominantly the RS setup, which I've already taught you guys. If you have not learned it, please read it, because everything is there in front of you. The concept has been discussed in front of you, and I just share few stock ideas where I also most of the stock ideas I also put my money, not all the stock ideas, because technically I don't do front running where I put money and then I share ideas. No, I don't do that. So whenever I feel that I have old positions and the stock is still valid, then I share the idea with you guys. And then you can look at these stock ideas and trade based on your objective. Now, if your objective is to trade for shorter swings, shorter swing will be for a period of say 2 days to 30 days, then you obviously look at daily chart and 2 hourly chart to plan your exits, right? But if you're looking for a longer swings, like for a period of 3 months to 6 months or so, then you try to look at the weekly chart, okay, and daily chart to plan your exit. Okay, let's take an example of the stock, any eagle stock, let's say L&T. So look and see what is happening in L&T Infotech. So if you were looking at the weekly chart, your breakout level is here as per the weekly chart, and it is positive. So from 2000, the stock has gone up to 6200, and you would have continued holding on to it as a long swing position. But if you would have seen only the shorter swing position, then obviously you would have entered slightly late, but then you would have carried the position over a longer time frame. Some of you would be asking me this question, that sir, how do I plan my exit? So exit, as I have explained in my videos, that exit is largely uh, driven by your time frame of holding on to the stock. Like if you are holding on for a shorter time frame, then obviously 2 hourly can be used for an exit. When I say 2 hourly, that means a super trend is negative and RS 2 hourly is also less than zero, then you exit that trade. If you have traded for a shorter swing, if you have traded for a longer swings, then daily chart will be your exit point. That means if super trend becomes negative in daily and RS becomes less than zero in daily, then you exit that stock. Okay, this is one of the models of exiting the stock. The other model could be based on stop loss driven, where when you enter the stock, you know your stop loss, and whenever the stock reaches the stop loss, you just exit that stock. Or you can also do something like this, where you book your profit at 50% value. 50% profit you book on the take profit, and 50% you trail based on this model of trailing stop loss, which is super trend and the RS greater than zero. So take profit is totally dependent upon your orientation in the market. There is no right answer or wrong answer into it. So एंट्री कैसे करनी है वो मैंने बता दिया है कि RS को यूज करो, ब्रेकआउट पॉइंट्स पे एंटर करो, डेली चार्ट देखो ना, वीकली चार्ट देखो, टोटली डिपेंड्स अपॉन योर होराइजन ऑफ होल्डिंग ऑन टू द पोजीशन. और दूसरा है कि एग्जिट कैसे करना है. अगेन 2 आवर्ली चार्ट से एग्जिट कर सकते हो, डेली से एग्जिट कर सकते हो, डिपेंड्स अपॉन your risk appetite. So first is your horizon of the taking the positions, and second is your risk appetite. Okay, so this is this is what I wanted to talk to you about, is that market more or less अभी कोई वैसा सिग्नल नहीं है कि मार्केट में कोई मंदी आने वाली है. इवन इफ मार्केट सपोज गोज अप टू 18,000, probably market may correct, probably, given that US yield curve goes up and dollar goes up, then probably market may correct, but that is going to be only correction. There is no sign of कोई मंदी वाली बात नहीं लग रही है. Corrections आ सकता है, and correction is healthy also for a sustainable market to move up. Okay, on a sector basis, the sectors which are still looking strong are the usual ones, which is the reality sector, IT sector, and FMCGs. Because of the defensiveness, it is still looking strong. And stock specific actions, I think it's totally driven by your skill of identifying the stock, and that can happen through screeners. You can use combination scans to identify stocks, or you can make a stock list. For example, these are my stocks which I typically track, and whenever I feel opportunities in these stocks, I trade in these stocks. These are a couple of stocks where I have built some positions, and I'm carrying on to these positions, and I'm continuously churning my position also depending upon what kind of movement is happening in stocks. So this is it from my side. So I'm not going to take questions because these sessions are predominantly meant to give you a perspective about the market and to share our thought process with you. Souradeep has already shared his thought process. I thought I should also come on board and share what I feel about the market right now. And I'll be happy to be connected with you guys over WhatsApp. Our TMP members can connect with me over WhatsApp. StockEdge Club members, please do connect with me through social. I am always there, active most of the time, and I'll be happy to reply to your queries. As club member, you can talk to me also, so please feel free to connect with the support team. And in case you want to talk to me for 10 minutes or so, kindly feel free and talk to me and discuss what you are going through. Is there anything which I can do to help you in your journey of financial market? I have a lot of friends who call me from club and who are trying to take right guidance from me. Whatever limited guidance I can give in whatever capacity, I'll be happy to talk to you and help you in this journey. But please take advantage of this beautiful infrastructure we have created. My team is so committed. Every one of us just want one thing, that you become independent and you live a phenomenal journey of money making from this mighty market, which is giving us so much opportunity at this moment. All right. So I can see some of you asking about my health. So it's reasonably well. Uh, uh, I mean, obviously, there will be some time for me to recover. So people who want to connect with me, please connect with me over social. You can tag me. If you want to connect with me offline without social, feel free to email it to me at vivek@stockers.com. I'm pretty active there. I typically reply twice, thrice in a week. And if you still want to talk to me, then please connect with the support team. They will arrange a quick call with me if you feel you need to talk to me and discuss anything with me. All right. So thank you, everyone. Have a great weekend. Take care of yourself. Be positive, and I'm sure everything will be all set for all of us to to make a good, rewarding journey in this beautiful market. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Swati, and thank you, Souradeep, for this beautiful session you take every weekend. Thank you. Bye bye.